There is a quiet truth that lives behind every wound, behind every ache in the heart, behind every tear we refuse to cry. It is this: you cannot heal what you will not feel. You cannot rise above what you continue to bury beneath distractions, beneath denial, beneath the hardened mask of pretending everything is fine when your soul is crying for release. Healing is not about escape. It's not about fixing what is broken. It is about returning to what was never broken to begin with. It is about remembering who you are beneath the pain, remembering what it means to feel fully, openly, courageously. We live in a world that teaches suppression as strength and emotional silence as mastery, but the soul knows better. The soul knows that feeling deeply is the portal to transformation, that we do not transcend suffering by avoiding it. We transcend it by walking through it with awareness, with presence, with reverence. To feel is not to be weak, it is to be profoundly alive. And to feel with awareness is to awaken. Your pain is not the problem. Your resistance to feeling it is. Your emotions are not your enemies. They are messengers of the divine asking for your attention. They are rivers of energy flowing through the landscape of your inner world, cleansing, clearing, revealing. Every emotion, even the ones you wish to escape, from shame, grief, rage, despair, they come bearing wisdom, they come holding keys. And when you stop running from them and instead sit with them, breathe with them, listen to them, you unlock something ancient and powerful within you. You reclaim your freedom. You were never meant to live a numb life. You were not born to walk through this existence armored and defended, pretending, hiding, escaping. You were born to feel, to love, to cry, to laugh, to shatter and rebuild, to open your heart wide enough to be pierced by life and still keep it open. And in that vulnerability, you become indestructible. Not because nothing can hurt you, but because nothing can own you anymore. There is no bypass to healing. You must go inward. You must enter the inner sanctum of your being, where your hidden grief still echoes, where your childhood longings still whisper, where your soul still waits patiently for you to return, not to judge, not to fix, but to feel. The moment you bring presence to your pain is the moment it begins to transmute. Awareness is alchemy. So many carry the belief that to heal means to get rid of pain. But true healing is not about elimination. It is about integration. It is about turning toward what hurts with such deep compassion that the hurt itself begins to dissolve. You do not need to be perfect to be whole. You do not need to be fearless to be free. You simply need to be willing to feel, willing to show up, willing to stop abandoning yourself. The pain you are avoiding is the portal to the peace you are seeking. You want to rise, but you must first descend. You want to be light, but you must first embrace your shadow. You want joy, but you must allow sorrow to have its say. This is the paradox of healing, that the more you allow yourself to feel the depths, the higher you rise into the heights. Breathe and let yourself feel. Let the tears fall if they need to. Let the anger speak if it must. Let the ache be acknowledged. Do not judge what arises. Witness it. Honor it. Emotions are not your identity. They are weather patterns passing through the sky of your consciousness. You are the sky. You are the awareness that holds it all. When you remember that, you no longer fear the storm. You become the calm in the center of it. There is a divine intelligence at work in your inner life. Every emotional wave you ride is not random. It is your soul's curriculum. And when you resist it, you prolong the lesson. But when you surrender to it with open eyes and an open heart, healing happens. Not on your schedule, but in perfect time. Your only job is to show up with love. And that love must begin with you. Not the version of you who's polished and spiritual and always says the right thing, but the version of you who still breaks, who still forgets, who still gets triggered. That version is the one who needs your love most. You cannot hate yourself into wholeness. You cannot shame yourself into enlightenment. You can only embrace yourself home. Forgiveness begins the moment you stop demanding that your past be different. When you stop trying to rewrite what happened and instead listen to what it came to teach you, your past is not your prison, it is your teacher, but only if you allow it to be. You must drop the sword of judgment and pick up the lamp of awareness. The wounds you carry are not punishments, they are invitations. The ego will always want to move fast, to fix, to analyze, to control, but the soul moves slow. The soul does not care how long it takes. The soul cares only that you come home. And coming home to yourself requires that you sit in the very places you once fled from, that you reclaim the parts of you that were exiled in moments of trauma, that you stop betraying your truth just to be accepted, that you feel when you numb the pain, you numb the joy, when you suppress the sadness, you dilute the love. You cannot selectively numb emotion. The price of avoiding your inner world is the loss of your fullness. And you were not born to live a half-life, you were born for the full spectrum. The beauty, the sorrow, the ecstasy, the grief, the silence, the song, all of it. Let yourself be touched. Let life pierce you. Let your defenses fall. Cry if you need to. Scream if you must. Sit in silence if that's what your soul craves. But above all, feel it. Because feeling is the path. Feeling is the healing. You do not become less by feeling deeply. You become more. You become honest, whole, real. Your emotions are sacred. They are not interruptions to your spiritual path. They are the path. They are not weaknesses to overcome. They are strength in disguise. You have been taught to hide them. But I ask you now, what if you honored them instead? What if you saw your grief not as a failure, but as a sacred river flowing you back to yourself? What if your rage was not dangerous, but holy when expressed with consciousness? What if your sorrow was a doorway to compassion? You do not need to be saved. You need to be seen by you. You need to be felt. You need to be held not by the world, but by your own awakened presence. Can you offer yourself that? Can you sit with yourself like a dear friend? No fixing, no rushing, just feeling, just breathing, just being. You have already survived the thing you feared would break you. And now you are here. Not broken, but broken open. Not shattered, but expanded. The scar does not mean you failed. It means you healed. It means something powerful moved through you, and you live to tell the story. Let the story be love. Let the story be liberation. Let the story be, I came home to myself by finally feeling what I was afraid to feel. You are not your fear. You are not your pain. You are not the memory that plays over and over in your mind. You are the one who sees it. You are the stillness behind the storm. You are the consciousness witnessing the waves of experience rise and fall, and in that witnessing, you awaken. To awaken is not to float above your pain, but to sink so deeply into presence that even your pain becomes illuminated by it. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you begin to ask, what is this showing me? That question asked from the soul unlocks transformation. It takes you out of victimhood and places you in alignment with divine wisdom. You become the alchemist, turning sorrow into strength and tears into truth. There is an intelligence inside your pain. It is not random. It is not punishment. It is initiation. You are being called into a deeper version of yourself, not by escaping the wound, but by entering it consciously. That is the sacred path. That is the hero's journey. You must feel to heal. You must see it to release it, and you must stop pretending that the wound never happened. You are not meant to transcend emotion by rising above it. You are meant to become so fully present with it that it dissolves in your loving awareness. That is the fire of transformation. You do not conquer your shadows by force. You illuminate them with love. You sit with your grief like a child who has been waiting to be held. You listen to your rage like a long-lost friend who was never allowed to speak. You bow before your sorrow and say, "You are welcome here." This is not weakness. This is power. Emotional mastery does not come from suppression, but from deep presence. The kind of presence that says, "I will not abandon myself anymore. I will not reject this part of me. I will feel this all the way through." And when you do that, something ancient unlocks. A light comes through the wound, and in that light, you rise. The world will tell you to get over it. But your soul says, go into it. The world will tell you to be strong, but your soul says, be real. The world will reward the mask, but your soul longs for authenticity. And it is only when you choose to honor the voice within that healing becomes possible. You are not here to carry the old stories forever. You are here to feel them fully once and let them go. You are not here to keep rehearsing your pain. You are here to extract its wisdom and set it free. Every time you revisit a wound with judgment, you reopen it. But every time you revisit it with compassion, you close it with grace. You don't need closure from someone else. You need release from within. You don't need permission to heal. You just need presence. There is nothing outside of you that can heal what's been ignored within. No apology, no explanation, no validation. The only one who can offer you peace is you. And that peace begins with feeling. So stop asking the pain to leave before it's been fully heard. Sit with it. Speak to it. Ask it what it came to teach you. Ask your sadness what it longs for. Ask your anger what it's protecting. Ask your fear what memory it's tied to. And listen, really listen, with stillness, with reverence, with no agenda but truth. When you become still enough, the truth begins to rise. And when the truth rises, healing happens naturally. Not because you forced it, but because you allowed it. You let the emotion come up and you let it move through. You became the open channel. And in that openness, you set yourself free. Do not fear the depth of your emotions. Fear the numbness that steals your aliveness. Do not fear breaking down. Fear building a prison inside yourself where nothing is ever allowed to be real. The pain you feel is a doorway. The tears you cry are holy water. The tremble in your voice is sacred. Let it be. You are not broken. You are breaking open. You are not lost. You are being called inward. You are not too much. You are finally becoming honest. This is your path now. Not to pretend, not to avoid, but to feel deeply, bravely, lovingly. Let your feelings move like waves across your soul. Let the energy rise and fall. Let your heart become the ocean vast enough to hold it all. You are not a victim of your emotions. You are the sky that contains them. You are not the pain. You are the presence that welcomes it, transforms it, releases it. You've spent years trying to be strong by not crying. But strength is not in silence, it's in sacred expression. Strength is not about holding it all, and it's about letting it move through you without shame. You are not here to prove your worth. You are here to reclaim your wholeness. And that begins with allowing your inner world to speak. Let your body shake if it needs to. Let the sobs come. Let the emotion rise like a wave and crash through you. And then notice what remains. That stillness, that clarity, that space, that is you. That is the self beneath the storm. And the more you return there, the less you fear what passes through. Healing does not require perfection. It requires presence. You do not need to have all the answers. You need only to feel the truth of this moment. That's where freedom lives. In the now, in this breath, in this letting go, when you feel it, you heal it. You were never meant to hold it all inside. What the world calls composure, your soul may call imprisonment. What the world calls strength, your spirit may whisper is suppression. And if you listen carefully, not to the noise of the world, but to the silence within, you'll hear the invitation, the quiet but powerful call. Come back to yourself. Feel. Let it move through you. You see, energy cannot be destroyed. It must move. And every feeling you've ever locked away is still waiting somewhere in the basement of your being, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting to be felt just once so it can be free. This is why we cannot heal with the mind alone. The mind will loop, but the body remembers. The heart remembers. The soul remembers. And it is only when we give ourselves permission to feel what we've suppressed that we truly return to wholeness. Every time you said, "I'm fine," when you weren't. Every time you swallowed your tears, every time you dismissed your own needs for the comfort of others, it stayed inside, and now it longs to be seen. The inner child, the buried grief, the unspoken fears, they do not need to be exercised, they need to be embraced. To feel is to reclaim your humanity. It is to remember that beneath the mask of control, you are still a being of light who came here not to dominate life, but to dance with it, to breathe it in, to open wide, to love with the full capacity of your being, even if it breaks you sometimes, even if it unravels what you thought was you. Because what unravels wasn't you, it was a construct, a survival shell, a layer of protection. But the soul is not interested in protection, it is interested in expansion. And to expand, you must allow the shell to crack. You must allow the river of your truth to flow again. Do not fear the cracking, for it is in the cracking that the light gets in. It is in the cracking that the seed breaks open and becomes a tree. It is in the cracking that the caterpillar dissolves to become a butterfly. You are not dying when you feel deeply, you are transforming. The old is falling away, the new is being born. Let it come. So many believe that healing is about doing another book, another technique, another retreat. But healing is often about undoing. It is about removing the layers that were never you to begin with. The false strength, the numbed out smile, the spiritual bypass, the pretending, the I'm okay mask. When all along, what you needed most was a sacred pausia breath of permission slip to feel. Feeling is not something you must fear, it is something you must relearn. The child in you once felt freely. Tears came with honesty, laughter came from the belly, fear came with trembling. But then came the conditioning. Be strong, don't cry, toughen up. And little by little, the armor was built. But now is the time to take it off. Slowly, gently, reverently. There is nothing wrong with you for having emotions. There is nothing shameful about sadness, nothing weak about anger, nothing flawed in fear. These are the sacred winds of your soul moving through you. Let them, trust them, learn from them. Don't stuff them back in the box because someone told you they were inconvenient. Your healing doesn't need to make others comfortable. You are not here to be digestible. You are here to be whole. To be whole, you must reclaim your pain. Reclaim it not by glorifying it, but by honoring it. By saying, this happened, I feel it, I see it, and I love myself anyway. That is the medicine. That is the liberation. Not that the pain disappears, but that you are no longer afraid of it. You are no longer owned by it. You are now the one holding it in awareness instead of it holding you in fear. The moment you allow yourself to feel, without judgment, something sacred opens. You begin to trust yourself again. You begin to realize that there is nothing inside of you that is unworthy of love. Nothing that is too messy, too ugly, too broken to be healed by presence. Your soul does not demand perfection. Your soul simply asks that you return. Return to the breath, return to this body, return to this now. Return to your heart, however bruised, however guarded, and say, I'm here, I'm listening, I won't abandon you again. This is not a one-time act. This is a practice, a devotion, a remembering over and over again that your emotions are not obstacles to awakening. They are the path. They are the truth. And when you trust the truth, even when it hurts, Even when it shakes you, you are never truly lost. You are on the path, and the path is inside you. So let the tears come when they come. Let the laughter bubble up without needing a reason. Let the stillness settle in your bones. Let the grief move through your chest like a sacred storm. Let the rage burn clean through the lies. Let the sorrow soften you. Let the love return not from outside, but from within. You do not need to wait any longer. Not for someone to understand, not for the world to slow down, not for the timing to be right. The time is now. The place is here. The healer you've been waiting for is you. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not wrong for feeling how you feel. You are exactly where you are supposed to be in the curriculum of your soul. The lesson is feeling. The exam is surrender. The reward is freedom. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be real, to be honest, to be whole, to be soft where life once made you hard, to be open where you once had to close, to feel again, and in feeling, to live again. You are not here to be untouched by pain. You are here to discover that pain does not diminish your divinity. It reveals it, because only something eternal can hold what is temporary without breaking. Only something infinite can remain rooted when the winds of life try to shake it. You are not your emotions, but you must feel them. You are not your past, but you must honor it. You are not the pain, but you must face it. Because freedom does not come from avoiding what hurts. It comes from entering the fire with your eyes wide open and your heart even wider. Every tear you've ever cried was holy. Every moment you felt too much was sacred. Every time you broke down, you were breaking open. You were shedding an old identity. You were releasing inherited fear. You were unlearning the belief that being human was somehow shameful. You are not here to be a statue of composure. You are here to be a living, breathing work of art imperfect, evolving, radiant with truth. You see, the world doesn't need more control. It needs more compassion. It needs more people brave enough to feel their own pain so they don't project it onto others. Brave enough to sit with grief without turning it into blame. Brave enough to say, I am hurting, and not be ashamed of that truth. Because that truth is what will heal you. Your healing does not lie in hiding. It lies in unveiling, in revealing what's behind the mask, in telling the truth of what's been buried, in crying the tears that never got to fall, in feeling the weight you've been silently carrying, and finally saying, I'm done pretending. You don't have to be okay to be worthy. You don't have to be strong to be loved. You don't have to be fearless to be free. You only have to be willing to slow down, willing to listen, willing to turn toward your inner world instead of away from it, willing to sit in the silence long enough for your soul to speak, willing to feel not just when it's comfortable, but when it's uncomfortable, especially then, because healing begins in the places we've abandoned. It begins the moment we stop betraying our own heart for the sake of fitting in. It begins when we say, I'm going to feel what I feel, even if no one else understands. It begins when we stop waiting for permission to come home to ourselves. And that journey home, it is not linear. It is not tidy. It is messy. It is raw. It is real. Some days you will cry without knowing why. Some days the joy will rise up like sunlight through your skin. Some days the fear will whisper again. Some days peace will flood you like a river. Let it all be. Let it all come. Let it all move through. Because you're not here to control the waves. You're here to remember. You are the ocean. You are vast. You are capable. You are spacious enough to hold everything you feel without losing yourself in it. And when you know this, truly know this, you no longer fear the storm. You dance with it. You breathe with it. You bless it. You see it not as an enemy, but as a messenger. You thank it for what it came to teach you. And then you let it go. You bless and release. You feel and you free. This is the work. This is the path. Not perfection, but presence. Not resistance, but reverence. Not suppression, but sacred surrender. You were never meant to escape your emotions. You were meant to awaken through them. You were never meant to bypass the pain. You were meant to hold it in the arms of your compassion until it no longer needed to scream. And if the tears come, let them come. They are not weakness. They are your soul's way of cleansing, of making space for something new. They are the rainfall that softens the hardened earth of your being. If the anger rises, let it rise consciously, safely, without shame. It is the flame that burns away the lie that you must always smile to be spiritual. If the grief comes, do not rush it. Sit with it like an old friend who never got to speak. Listen, and you will hear the voice of your soul beneath the sorrow. It will not scream. It will whisper. And that whisper will say, you are safe now. You can feel this. You are ready. And if joy bursts through the cracks of your healing, do not doubt it. Let it pour in. You are allowed to feel joy, even in the middle of your process. You are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. Feel it all. Feel it fully. Because when you feel it, you heal it. And healing is not the end. It is the beginning of a new relationship with yourself. One that is built not on control or avoidance, but on unconditional presence. One where you stop abandoning yourself when things get heavy. One where you trust your inner world enough to sit with it. One where you realize the feelings you feared were never here to hurt you. They were here to free you. And they have, because now you know you don't have to run anymore. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to push it all down just to make it through the day. You can feel, you can breathe, you can be. This is your return. This is your rebirth. This is your liberation. And it began the moment you said yes, not to fixing yourself, but to feeling yourself. Yes to the tears. Yes to the trembling. Yes to the unknown. Yes to the truth. Yes to the sacred unfolding of your own beautiful becoming. And now breathe. Feel it all one last time. Let it wash through you. And as you exhale, let it go. Because it's not who you are. You are not your pain. You are not your past. You are not your fear. You are the one who felt it all and survived and transformed and rose and remembered. You do not heal by hiding from what you feel. You heal by finally, lovingly, fully feeling it. You are free now. Welcome home